review.org, one of the more common criticisms about Mayor Fenty was that he essentially handed over the keys to run the city to people like yourself while he went out either cutting ribbons or exercising. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, we kept Mayor Fenty advised of everything we were doing, and there was no question but that he called the shots. Politicians are very good at spending money. That's my experience as a non-politician. What they're not very good at is running a city. Fenty was good at running the city. You look around the city at the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, or getting licenses or permits, or having your trash picked up. He put good people in charge. He trusted those people. If those people didn't perform, they were out of a job. And so Fenty's view of running a city was very much like a corporate executive. Pick great people and give the people the trust they deserve and the backing they deserve. The same thing with Michelle Rhee. He gave her 100% backing in a lot of tough issues. And I had to take the unions on in all those firings, and we won every one of those cases. The mayor didn't come to me and say, well, you got to change your position on this. He didn't go to Michelle Rhee and say, change your position, it's getting too hot in the kitchen. He basically said, I support you.
But on a lot of occasions, it seemed as if you, more than the mayor, were the spokesperson for the administration.
Well, I can't speak to that because, a lot of the things that we got involved with were highly volatile and highly rhetorical, and that's the arena in which I do best.
I do think, the mayor lost. Obviously, you wanted the mayor to win re-election, and you saw all the post-mortems afterwards. And before, people were saying this mayor had shut himself off. You talked about being a corporate executive with letting people do the job. A lot of people talked about how good many of the department heads were and how things were working. But they would say, the mayor doesn't talk to us. The Chamber of Commerce, he doesn't talk to us. He doesn't talk to the community groups. He stopped going to things. He went to very few things. What was it that he went from being the popular guy who won every precinct when he got elected to almost not communicating with any of the power centers in town? And what happened? Because you know him pretty well.
Well, I thought the mayor did communicate pretty well, but I thought what happened very early on in the administration was that he took on the unions in a lot of different areas. And the primary is basically a Democratic primary. And looking back, I think one of the limitations of the primary system is that it excludes independents. And I have no doubt in my mind, if the primary had been open to independents, all those people that saw how well the city was running, I think he would have won.
The point, though, is Vince Gray has privately told people, the mayor-elect has told people, that if Mayor Fenty had simply spoken to him once a month to help be on the same page of how the city was being used, he probably would not have run for mayor. But the mayor didn't speak to the council members. He didn't speak to so many of the powers, and he simply would not speak to them. You don't agree that that's an issue? There was an issue. It's not an issue now.
I'm not going to go and do a lot of postmortems, but I met with Vince Gray once a month for many, many months.
But you're not the mayor.
And the mayor and he talked. The mayor and he met for breakfast. Now, were they actually talking to each other in the sense of communicating with each other? I think their minds work very differently. I think the mayor's view is, okay, here's the problem. What's the date? Who's going to settle it? Who's going to keep track of it? I think the chairman's view is, well, let's get a committee. Let's have a plan. Let's deliberate. Now, I went through this when I sued the city, and I sued a lot of the agencies that were under the direct control of the current mayor-elect.
You think Gray's going to be successful?
I hope he's successful. But if I see what I saw back in the 90s, I will probably be back suing the city.
Here is